It's a little different. I think right now a lot of people argue, especially in LA, they say, basketball is the Mecca now, not New York. But it was fun. I mean, I grew up around it. I was pretty much born into it. My dad was a coach before I was even born, before my older brother was born, and it just helped with a lot of things growing up. Escaping some of the things going on in the streets, and a lot of friends that you see that don't really play basketball or getting into other things. And I think it's a big part of why I am where I am today. I mean, there's a lot of people. My brothers, especially my older brother. Growing up watching him play. Professional athletes. Like Kobe. Right down the street from the Staples Center. Big time player, Mark Stoudemire. I was a big fan of growing up. I mean, the list goes on, man. There's a lot of guys that I looked up to and kind of mimic. There's a lot of LA guys, that were a little older than me or in the same class as me that are now in the NBA. Like a lot of people didn't realize, I was in the same class with Kawhi Leonard. So just being in that atmosphere in LA around a bunch of guys that just competed and played at the highest level, I think that really helped me, More than anything, he's a real big reason of why I started really taking ownership and learning the importance of taking care of your body as an athlete. Whether it's in the gym doing weights, injury prevention, ice baths, stretching, because it takes a toll on you doing this for 20-some years, however many years he did it, 20 years in the league. That takes a toll on you. Like, yeah, I'm all about working hard, but at the end of the day, you got to take care of your body. And I think a lot of people overlook that about him. Like, yeah, he used to get up at 4 in the morning, work out and do this and do that, but he was doing things on the side to take care of his body. And just his mentality, everybody's been talking about it. You watch the league right now, everybody's talking about that Mamba mentality, and as I got older, that's kind of where I've been thinking, like even off the court, like Mamba mentality, like be the best, and like I said, the hardest worker in the room. So I think he's a big influence. I think just as far as being a leader, when I first got here, a lot of people would tell you, I still am very quiet for the most part, really reserved. But I think people know that, and everyone always tells me it's like when you do speak, everyone kind of stops and they listen. And I think I've kind of learned like where to input myself here and there, and not just like constantly going, because sometimes I think your voice can get lost, especially with younger guys where they think, I know everything, because that was me. So I think it really helps in just knowing where to insert yourself and really just trying to lead by example. That's always been my thing, even before I was captain, growing up. I've always just wanted to be the hardest worker in the room and just lead by example. People follow that, I think, and when you speak, when you start to say things and give people advice or, whatever you're doing, trying to guide them, I think that's what really attracts them to you and they want to listen. It came pretty quick. I was kind of battling it. I wasn't 100% sure, as a GA, my 2 years here, it was like, do I want to do it? I kind of like certain aspects of it, other aspects, it was kind of tough for me to kind of follow. But when the job offer came, I talked to a couple people, I talked to some family, I talked to previous coaches that were here, and they all said it'd be kind of silly for me not to take it. And I thought the exact same thing, so they just kind of confirmed what I was saying, and I figured, why not? I love the guys, and I've been with them the last 2 years, and I've seen them grow, and right now we're on a roll, and I think it's good to see and be a part of that. So. A lot of people that know me know that I come from a really diverse background. Mother and grandparents are immigrants. Mother was born in Jamaica. Grandmother, Mexico, grandfather, Germany. It's just big time, just seeing people come together and understanding where you come from and how things were just 30, 40 years ago. It's the world in itself has grown a lot, and I think it's important for everybody. And for me, coming through that background and history and knowing where my family's come from, it's always been a big important part for me. So.